Hello and how's it going? Welcome to the channel, and I am here for an album review for you guys. Now, I put a little more time thinking about it, and I thought it would be interesting to do more album reviews for the channel. So if you guys like these reviews, feel free to let me know in the comments. Now, this is not a review for a newer release or anything, and you guys probably won't be seeing any reviews for any newer releases anytime soon on this channel. Mainly because this year has just been absolutely crap for music. It's not even funny. I'll be honest, there's really only 2 albums that came out this year that I think are really great. And that's kind of sad and disappointing, but yeah. But I think because of the lack of music that we've been getting this year in 2020, I feel like this would be a good opportunity to do more throwback reviews and take a look at some older music and appreciate the older music, you know, and not just from bands, you know, that are from the 70s and the 80s, but, you know, even bands that came out after then. But for this review, I'm going to be reviewing Aerosmith with their album Rocks. And this is by far my favorite Aerosmith album. I know a lot of people say that this is Aerosmith's best album. I can certainly see why it's a great album. Now, before I do get into this album more and talk about it a little more with you guys, I want to share some history with Aerosmith and kind of my journey with them, and because my story with Aerosmith is actually kind of funny. Aerosmith is a band that I've known about for several years, ever since I was young. And I remember one time at Target, I was at Target with my family, and I think my parents bought me a Aerosmith Greatest Hits CD. And I think the reason being is because like they knew that like I wasn't really into any bands at the time. Like I didn't really listen to much music or was into many bands or anything. So maybe that was part of it, I'm not sure. But when I got home, popped the CD in, you know, tried to give it a listen, see if I liked it or whatever. And I'll be honest, it didn't really do much for me. I mean, you would think with a band like Aerosmith, like, they don't really seem like a band that, you know, people would struggle being into, given how great these guys are and how great their music is. But I don't know. They're a band that I struggled with when I was young. But keep in mind, I was really young at the time, and I was really only interested in, you know, like newer bands, like 2000s rock, and didn't really care much about classic rock whatsoever. Obviously kind of close-minded, but I mean, I have to say I was close-minded when I was younger, so that was that. But I would consider myself an Aerosmith fan now. I haven't heard all their albums yet, but I do like just about everything that I've heard from Aerosmith by far. I think they're an excellent band, and probably an essential band if you're into any kind of rock music. If you're into bands like Led Zeppelin or Van Halen, then definitely check out Aerosmith. Or even if you're someone that's, you know, only listening to modern rock, you should still check out Aerosmith and a lot of classic rock in general. But yeah, with this album, Rocks, I mean, it's definitely a great album, and again, one of their best. There's definitely a lot to talk about with this album. Now, if you're new here, in my album reviews, I normally don't go over every single song. I mainly just talk about the highlights and some favorites, and, you know, basically the songs that I think are worth mentioning. I usually don't like to, you know, take up too much time, or, you know, because sometimes I may end up repeating the same thing over and over again if I talk about every song or whatever. But yeah, keep that in mind for this review. So one of the tracks I do want to talk about is, of course, the opening track, Back in the Saddle. Of course, it's seen as one of their best songs, and it's a great album opener. I mean, it's just an energetic track, and I just really like the way Tyler screams, "I'm back," you know. I know, you know, Tyler is his last name. I know he has a first name. I honestly forget it. I mean, I know his name. I just somehow forgot it. So you guys are probably going to have to remind me, or I can just look it up, of course. But yeah, I just know his last name's Tyler. I just somehow forgot his first name. But yeah, he does really give it his all in this song. I mean, it's really great. It's real energetic. It's catchy, and it's just fun to listen to. And again, really great album opener. And then we got the song Last Child, which is another song that's kind of seen as one of the best songs on the album, and I've heard some people say that this is one of their favorite Aerosmith songs, and for good reason. This is a great song. Starts off with this clean guitar note, and man, it seems like the band really does give it their all in the song. It's a fairly melodic, straightforward track, and it's really great. I really like this one, and it's maybe one of my favorites as well. Combination is another song that I do want to mention. This song, it's great. There's not much to say about this song. I'm not really sure what it is about this song that I just really dig. I think it just has to do with the overall flow of the song and the structure of the song. It's really great though. And then we got the song Nobody's Fault, and this one has got to be one of my favorites on the album. It's one of the heaviest tracks, if not the heaviest track on the album. If you are a metalhead and you're trying to maybe get into older styles of rock, or maybe you're just trying to get into Aerosmith in general, definitely check out the song Nobody's Fault, because this is one of the heaviest tracks on the album, and man, the riffs, I mean, they really do do a lot. I mean, the energy is there. I mean, you gotta dig those riffs in this song. Yeah, it's definitely pretty heavy, and I just really love the energy in this track. It's so great. But yeah, Nobody's Fault, maybe one of my favorites on the album as well. And the last song I want to talk about is Home Tonight, which is the closing track. It's a decent way to close the album, and it's a fairly straightforward, kind of radio-friendly, melodic song. But I really dig this song. It's great. There's a lot to like about this song too. I don't think it's one of my favorites on the album or anything, but it would definitely be an honorable mention. But yeah, this album overall is really great. I mean, there's not really a single weak moment on this album. Now, obviously, there's songs that are better than others. Like, my least favorite song on the album would probably be Sick as a Dog, but even that song is not bad. So, in reality, you got no weak moment on this album. So, with that being said, it's definitely one of Aerosmith's best albums. Maybe even their best album. I don't know. Again, I haven't heard everything from Aerosmith, but I've heard, you know, quite a few of their albums, and I'm definitely interested in hearing more for sure. So, as a score, I'll have to give Rocks by Aerosmith, probably a 9.5 out of 10. Yeah, it's that great of an album. I mean, again, some songs are better than others, and it's just a great album overall. If you're looking to get into Aerosmith, would this be a good start? Absolutely. Definitely check out this album if you're new to Aerosmith. I think it's a good starting point. So, definitely a great album, and that's my review. So, let me know what you guys think. Have you guys heard this album yet? What do you think of it? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Let me know all that stuff. So, let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day, and take care.